controller and replugged it in. That would have been faster.
Alright, gentlemen, we are live.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Alright.
Back on
Awesome.
to technical difficulty. Let's go.
We're doing fine. Just get
Alright,
minor
as long as it
chance.
doesn't crash, it'll be fine. We all know how it loves to do that. Okay, we got
Yeah.
past the first loading screen. That's a good sign. We did it.
Alright, we're in there. Go.
So, Japanese or English voice acting, I guess, is the question.
Good question. Very good question. Alright, so hopefully the layout that we chose in here is a very good one. Basically what we've done is have our racers all in order here, and they all have their timers underneath their names, so everyone's going to keep track by RTA, which is real time. So in case you're wondering what we're doing this by for this race, that's what we're doing. So first, we're going to start off with our commentators. Can you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hey guys, I'm Sarah from 1313. Nice to meet you all.
I'm 4373.
Welcome back, guys. Always a pleasure. And let's introduce our runners for our race today for Hero Story Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
I'm Piner. Hi.
I'm putting out. Howdy.
I'm Die.
I'm Blazing Zeddy.
Welcome, fellas.
Let's see.
Alright, so hopefully things will work out. It's not going to blow up in flames. We're just going to keep on going. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and just start recording. So if things were to go crash, we have everything going like it should.
Right.
Alright, so who wants to do the countdown? Ford or...
We'll
Zero?
have the CR or SRL
We
run.
do it in
Do it.
SRO, don't we? OBS? No!
Oh yes, no!
That's not a good sign.
I tried to start recording, and OBS crashes!
Oh no!
That's been my day
Sorry.
today.
Marathon luck.
Oh
Am I
yeah.
right?
Let's get the jitters out of the way.
Yeah, give us a second. Pioneers just getting this.
No, that's all. That's perfectly fine.
I'm sorry.
No, that's good. It's all good.
I suppose I can do the countdown. I'll just join the race room and not actually enter the race.
We'll just see the lovely dog pic from Piner.
Yes, that's
There you go. That's a clip for you.
I love that dog. That is the best dog.
It is a cute dog.
You're right. That is in fact Joy Wheeler. I agree.
There
Yes.
it goes. Okay, now it's capturing it again.
All right.
They wait for him to come back.
I think I'm back from the war. Yeah, boy. Okay, we're back with just as many frame drops.
Woot.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, there he is. All right.
Well, if you guys want, I can probably read the timer from the SRL room.
That works, so we can keep everyone else in check. And we'll get started.
Make sure my auto splitter's
And
active.
once
Good.
runners are ready to go, you can start your. Say you're ready, and then I'll do the countdown once it starts.
Story select.
All right, let me ready up there, and then their thing.
Is everyone good?
Ready, brother.
Yep.
All right, good luck to our racers.
Here we go.
All right, we got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Go,
All right,
guys.
our racers are off into the races.
Who would have thunk?
So welcome everybody. Again,
Hi.
my name is Seraphim. 4 will be my other commentator with me.
Hello, hello.
For those of you that are not familiar with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, the game is comprised of 3 different character styles. The first one you're seeing here is the Sonic stages, kind of your traditional speed stages, and then we'll talk about the other 2 styles as they come up.
Yeah, a lot of what Sonic is fast-paced platforming. You'll see a lot of really technical movement, spin dashing, jumping over large gaps, that sort of thing. So you see that they're exiting the steelboarding section right now, and they're about to head up to a part where every runner dreads the oh so wonderful CE skip. Let's see who all is gonna go for it. And Die
Boy
attempts
is
it.
going to stop, not going for it.
Yeah. Let's see. And oh, would you look at that? Piner actually got CE skip, so
Look
he
at
takes
that.
an immediate just rocket into the lead. Probably on PB pace at this point, because I don't believe Piner's PB actually has CE skip in it.
If you're not familiar with City Escape Skip, essentially what we do is using a precise amount of speed and positioning, Sonic can get propelled through the wall and hit the speed pads, thus getting launched 30 seconds later into the level. So it's a really huge time save if you can land it. It is a little precise to do, though.
Yeah. There's two like major variants on the skip. One of them gives you a camera similar to what you see the other runners having for going down this staircase. The other one is the bad camera that you saw that Piner had, where it kind of just focuses on Sonic. You can actually get rid of that if you just sort of move it away. Like if you move back up to the top of the stairs, you can get rid of the bad camera, but that wastes time, and there is a method of going down there without losing time, so that's what Piner just kind of went through and did.
Yeah, the camera in this game is really interesting. There's a free camera and an auto camera, and unfortunately, we don't have control over which one we get. There are certain instances where we can predict when we'll get a certain camera type. It's usually in more of an auto cam, but sometimes it'll switch to a free camera, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying. Alright, so here we are coming up on the first boss, Bigfoot. So pretty much what's going to happen with this is Piner's going to jump up to the front boxes and do a normally the strat for that is you do a short somersault and then jump onto the box and then jump up and hit Bigfoot before he gets a chance to move forward. But he didn't really get the chance to do that. I believe the game sort of dropped his somersault input, so he went for the back spot strat instead.
To give me a moment, I think I'm delayed behind you a little bit, so I'm just trying to get the stream refreshed.
Alright.
So the next stage that Piner's going to be on is Wild Canyon, the first Knuckles stage. Now this stage type is a little different than Sonic's. It's going to be more of an open world space, and the goal of this stage is to find 3 pieces of the Master Emerald. There are 100 pieces that can spawn on each stage. Piner just got a free piece. I'll explain about that in a second. Essentially what you have to do is utilize hit monitors to figure out where these pieces are. So out of 100 pieces, you have to find 3 of them. The radar for the first one will be the only one to blink first, and then you have to get that the second one, and then the third one, and so forth. That said, you can get free pieces occasionally, like what Piner did, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, you can actually see that I believe it was Pudding and Zeddy also got free piece. Pretty much what a free piece is a piece that you get without the hint monitor like being active or needing to collect a hint. So, well, pretty much if the hint monitor is not active, then you can't collect the hint for that piece either way. And yeah, pretty much I think 3 runners ended up getting free pieces there, so that's not bad in terms of Wild Canyon.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Here we have Piner just completed Eggman 1. Pretty simple boss fight. Pretty much all you do is hold forward and shoot. It's not too complicated.
Yeah, Eggman 1's one of the easier boss fights, though, like all easy things, can be hard to optimize.
Yeah, you gotta save those frames.
Exactly. Yeah, Piner's got a pretty solid lead, mostly because of City Escape Skip, and I think his RNG, his Knuckles time was a little bit faster than the other runners, so that's going to put him at a bit of an advantage here. You now see the final character type you'll see in the run, Tails. We call these the mech stages, as Tails is in a mechanical suit. Similar to Sonic stages, Piner's going to try to get from point A to point B as quickly as he can. The difference is he's going to be utilizing his cannon, and the movement for Tails is a little bit different. So the main mechanic on this stage is Piner's going to be destroying enemies to unlock gates, so you want to try to lock onto these enemies as quickly as you can.
Yeah, you can see that there's a little red laser coming off of Tails' mech. Pretty much that's his targeting reticule. So anything that he locks onto, you'll then be able to shoot the big blaster at it. And you can even target things through walls, because walls aren't exactly super solid in this game. and you'll be able to destroy pretty much enemies that are off screen in order to more quickly make it through the level. Another thing that you'll notice that they're doing is you'll notice that they're actually jumping around corners instead of simply just walking around them. The reason for that is because, well, the mech sort of like comes to a dead stop if you try and make hard turns, like 90-degree turns with it. So what you have to do is you have to jump around corners in order to try and conserve momentum and go as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's really helpful, and like you were saying, Tails' movement gets really stymied if he makes sharp turns on the ground, so the jumping can be really helpful there.
Yep. Like Pioneer finished with a time of 1:48, not bad at all.
Not bad. Now the rest of the runners, actually the other 3 runners are fairly close. Pioneer again getting City Escape. Skip is really going to help him with his lead there.
Yeah, but a lot of that can change by heading into Metal Harbor. It's very known for killing a lot of runs.
It sure can. I mean, it's hard because Metal Harbor is a stage where you have all this water around, and if you fall into it, obviously Sonic is not a good swimmer, and so he dies. And so the platforming can get a little tricky, especially if you're trying to be optimal and go as fast as you can.
Yep.
There's also an upgrade that'll be coming up that Pioneer's going to be getting called the, I believe it's the Light Shoes, and that'll allow Pioneer to go around, or go along lines of rings. You'll see after he grabs the upgrade, or the Light Shoes, excuse me. And then, yep, see how he zips on the line, on the rings, and then he's good to go there.
Yeah, the Light Shoes don't always work as intended, as there are several times where you will actually not run along all the rings that are directly in front of you. You will run around along some of them, and then you'll just stop kind of dead in your tracks, and you might end up falling into a pit and dying. So that's always fun.
Pioneer going right there using the box. There are certain objects in the game where if you spin that to get them, Sonic will get an insane amount of height. We could use that height to our advantage. So well played by Pioneer there.
Yeah, you'll see that again in Pyramid Cave later on in the run. It's very vital for skipping that bit of a platforming section. You can also spin dash jump across that hole, but it's not exactly the easiest strat.
Right. Now you may have noticed if you're watching Dice Screen, at one point he looked like he just kind of walked underneath the barrier. There's a trick in this game that we call storage. And now storage is an ability that we can use to use properties of the somersault, which allows us to go underneath things while not actually doing a somersault. Oddly enough, the mapping for the keys for this game, the somersault and the spin dash are on the same key. So if you press and hold it a little bit, you would get a somersault. If you hold it, you get a spin dash. But if you hold it somewhere in between, you can do this thing called storage, where the game gets kind of confused.
Yeah, you're gonna see that a lot in the Shadow 1 boss fight coming up here.
Yeah, we can go under barriers with storage. We can also get underneath Shadow's hitbox and damage him with storage as well. The classic Faker cutscene.
Yeah, I think we've all seen our fair share of Faker cutscenes at this point.
I would say so. Now the real question is, once these guys are done with Shadow 1, are they going to go for Wall Runner or not? That's the big question.
I know Pioneer was practicing it earlier, so I'm hoping that we're going to see some wall run action.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little later in the Green Forest, but it's a pretty neat trick if one of these runners can pull it off. It's like the other 3 runners are starting their Shadow fight. A good storage hit by Die. Oh, Shadow did not behave there. Yeah, Shadow can sometimes just sort of jump if you're not completely behind him, so that can make the fight kind of tough. Unfortunately for Zeddy, Shadow got the best of him on that round, but hopefully he'll bring it back. Zeddy's got this. We can talk a little bit about Green Forest. Now, you're going to see Pioneer try to do his best to stay on the ground. One of the hardest things about Green Forest is staying on the ground. Sometimes when you go up all these little slopes, Sonic can get thrown up in the air, and that is not very fast. So sometimes you want to have the right amount of speed so you don't go so fast that you fly over things, and you don't want to go so slow because, well, it's a speed run, you don't want to go slow.
Yeah, Green Forest has a bit of a problem with the level geometry where there's a lot of places where you can just kind of fly off of hills when you're not really trying to. So you have to kind of charge your spin dash as you're going over it in order to time it properly so that you don't just fly up into the air. But City Escape also has a huge problem with that where it will just kind of just fly you off of hills, and you really have to be careful about that, especially on the truck section.
Alright, now Pyre, he's gonna go for the wall run. He's getting onto the sledge thing, and if he does it right... Oh, he got the loop speed trigger, but didn't get enough distance. So what Pyre's trying to do, we'll see if he goes for it again or decides, nope, he's gonna abandon. So what Pyre was doing is if you go on that speed loop and you can get behind it by getting on the ledge and then doing a spin dash and then a jump, Pioneer can use the property of that loop, which normally pushes Sonic upside down. You can kind of run up on that loop. Well, what happens is if he has enough speed and distance, Sonic will hit the tree and he'll carry that property of being upside down or being able to run on a wall on the tree in front of him. And he's able to run up it, and then you can get 15-20 seconds later into the level, which is pretty neat. It's a pretty tricky trick to do.
Yeah, it's not exactly the easiest trick to perform, but it can be pretty interesting when performed properly. Alright, so we're coming up into the second RNG stage of the run, Pumpkin Hill. This is going to be a very... Pumpkin Hill times can be pretty standardized. There's some really bad pieces that you can get, but most of them won't really detract too much from the time overall.
What's your favorite Pumpkin Hill piece, Ford?
King of the Hill Piece 3.
That's such a bad piece. Well, anyway, Fire just got the upgrade. The Shovel Claw allows him to dig into the ground. Pumpkin Hill checks to make sure you got the upgrade by giving you a piece that you have to dig up in the stage. An interesting fact, once you have the upgrade, when you play the stage again, there are certain pieces that will spawn because you already have the upgrade.
Yep. And you will, I believe the third piece will always force you to get a piece that you must dig for.
Yes, that is right.
Yeah, basically it's the game's way of checking, do you have the upgrade?
And Pumpkin Hill can be kind of a weird stage because the piece that Pioneer just got, unfortunately, could be in 2 locations, so he has to check. Now, he guessed right, which is great, so he's going to save some time through that. You can see him digging up speed shoes, but digging up the piece, so... And actually, Dai is not that far behind him. In fact, all of our runners were on Pumpkin Hill at one point now. Pioneer just finishing, of course. Dai close to finishing it, but looks like Pudding and Zeddy are close together.
Yeah, the Pioneer actually got 2 pieces, Sad-Eye Pumpkin and When You Do Something Bad, This Might Happen, both of which can be in 2 different locations, and you kind of just have to wing it or take a second hint in order to figure out which one it's going to be at. For Sad-Eye Pumpkin, you just take a second hint, but with the other one, you're probably just going to guess or make an informed decision based off of your other pieces where you think it might be.
Yeah, it's really tricky to decide. We're now moving on to Mission Street. This is a cycle-based stage, and what I mean by that is later on in the level, there's going to be a set of elevators that Pioneer's going to try to make. And if you get there fast enough, you can get on the elevator as it's coming down. Pioneer, you may have just noticed that he paused there. What he did there was called a pause hover. So in this game, you get these hover boots that allow Tails to hover. Now, normally you're supposed to use the hover boots to get across small like gaps and stuff. Well, if you press A and then A again really quickly, you can convert some of that some of that vertical momentum. You're going to get a little bit more than you're supposed to. It allows us to get onto things you're not supposed to. And you get more height depending on how quickly you press it. So we use a pause to buffer the frame to get maximum height from our booster.
Yep.
And Pioneer falling out that first set of elevators and stuff, it looks like he's probably going to be on first cycle pace.
There is another cycle that you can go for called Zero Cycle that requires you to actually get the weight jump that he got earlier, where you normally cannot jump onto the weight after you get the upgrade. But if you time your hover jump just well enough, you'll actually be able to land onto it and catch an earlier cycle called Zero Cycle.
And it looks like Piner got first cycle, which is a pretty standard cycle for most runners. And it looks like Dai is actually going to get half cycle, so he did not get the full zero cycle, but he's going to get up quicker than when the elevator goes back down. So that's good on him. He's going to save a few seconds over Piner in that regard. Pudding and Zeddy are pretty close by in terms of placement. Good move by Dai. Dai realized he couldn't make that jump, so he adjusted. A lot of the hard part of this game is adjusting and making the right decisions in case you realize something's going wrong to be able to bail.
Yeah,
there those decision-making skills.
Yeah, there are a lot of points in this game where it just decides, you know, we're not gonna let you have fun today, and it will just basically kill you if it so feels like it.
Looks like Pudding is going to get second cycle, and unfortunately Zeddy took a death earlier in the stage, so I don't know what cycle. He's probably going to get probably second cycle at this point. So tough loss for him, but we can come back. RNG is a thing, and if he gets good pieces, better believe that it can... Oh, no, oh shoot, Zeddy. Can you save that? Oh, great save on Zeddy's part.
Yeah,
Zeddy should have died there, but a fantastic save. He does have to walk up the hill normally, but that's way better than taking a death. Good on him to make that recovery.
Walk of Shame is always faster than taking a death because the checkpoint in this stage is very far back. Very spread out.
It looks like Piner's going to go for a fun trick. He's going to run on a wall like that. Aquatic Mine is essentially split into 3 levels, where there's kind of this top level, this main area, and then there's kind of this ghost room area that Piner's currently in, and then there's like a mine shaft area as well that I think we'll see Dai go into.
Yeah. Getting a 39, that's actually pretty okay for aquatic mine times.
Very respectable. It looked like Dai got a free piece. Good on him. Going into the mine shaft area now. And actually, Dai just got some really good RNG.
Yeah, it looks like this might be, I would say like a 33?
Yeah, 33, 35 most likely. Oh, it was under. I thought it was above. No, it's...
Same.
There we go. Yeah, 33. There you go. There you go. So, you said 33?
Yeah, I think I said 33.
Well, you got exactly 33, so good prediction there.
Hey, let's go.
So now we're on Route 101. This is a very, very unique stage in the game, as it's a driving stage. The main mechanic in this game, or in this stage, is that every 20 rings you get, you'll be able to boost. Now, you may wonder why Piner is swerving like that. Now, in this game, there is a brake system in the game that you can use, and this allows us to do 2 things. There is a speed cap that will decelerate you automatically after you boost and stuff, but that gets removed when you are swerving. You still lose momentum going up hills and hitting cars, but you don't automatically lose momentum like you would if you're driving normally. Plus, it gives you better control to swerve.
Yeah, pretty much what happens is whenever you're drifting like that, the game normally when you boost, the game will quickly start to decelerate you once you reach your top speed. But by drifting, you're pretty much preventing the game from putting that deceleration into effect, so you pretty much maintain the boost the entire time.
And now getting a little cheeky there, driving backwards like a champ. I don't know where Tails got his driver's license, but he must be driving master right there.
You know, considering all the people that he's hit off the side of this highway, I think his license should be taken away. But that's just me personally.
You have me there. That is reckless driving. But then again, if you look at the construction of this highway, it's very, very unsafe.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that need to be put at fault here, but I don't think this is the place to be talking road politics.
Especially Sonic. Asking a Sonic game to make sense is never a good idea.
Yeah, no, that's logic is not the strong suit of Sonic games, but going fast is, so I can live with that.
Speaking of fast, Piner looks like he's about to finish Route 101, and he's going to have a pretty respectable time, it looks like.
Yeah, let's see what
He
it
ends up
is.
with the 2:19, I think.
And it's a 218.89. Wow.
Not bad at all.
Funny thing about the timer in Route 101, even though it sort of continues to run whenever you like actually reach the vehicle, it stops, I think, pretty much the moment you catch up to the president's limo. So you usually have to take like a second off of the time that you see.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how they built the highway, Argic. It's a mystery to everyone.
These runners are actually pretty close, all within a couple minutes of each other. Pioneer's gonna do hidden base, probably the most technical tail stage in the run.
Yeah, it's the most open one. Not really any tight corridors or anything to really hold you back from just going straight out of bounds.
Pioneer's going for the new strat. All right, Pioneer is going to go through walls right now, and oh my gosh, what a legend! So, all right,
let's
if
go.
you want to know what just happened, essentially what Pioneer did is to use a boost jump to get onto a little pole, and then using another boost jump was able to get enough height to go over the barrier on the wall. That is a newer strat. It's very fast. It's one actually I don't even do, and good on him for getting it.
Yeah, getting GC and PC. Pioneer is just trying to cement his lead in the race right now. He's trying to pretty much destroy the rest of the competitors.
There is another strategy you can do where you can you don't go on the pole, but you can still get around the walls if you hit a particular corner. But I don't know if these other runners are going to go for that one.
You're referring to GC skip?
Yeah, GC skip.
Fun fact, the reason why that that skip is actually called GC skip is because in the GameCube version of the game, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, well, it's all Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, but you know what I mean. That wall pretty much isn't there. Like, not the actual solid part of it. It's like, it looks like it's there, but you can just kind of fly straight through it and then won't get pulled down and fall into the sand and have a sand bath.
Nah, looking like he's only about 20 seconds behind Pioneer. Putting about a minute behind them, and then Zeddy's just about to start hitting base himself. But a lot can happen. These desert stages can be notorious for ruining runs.
Oh boy, Death Chamber says hi. Before we can actually head into there, we have to head into Pyramid Cave, which is another very technical Sonic stage.
Yeah, Pyramid Cave is one of those stages where you just have to do a lot of precise spin dash jumping, and your movement really matters in this stage. For example, going down this first hallway, carrying your spin dash momentum around corners and stuff is important if you're going to try and go as fast as you can.
Yeah, you kind of have to hold some very unique and different angles in order to go down that first hallway, or any of the hallways in this game, with any like sentiment of actual speed. It's very precise, and it's actually quite annoying whenever you lose speed or even fly off of it, or worse, fall through the floor. It's interesting.
My screen, Pioneer just picked up the balance bracelet. Now the game gets broken for Sonic stages. The balance bracelet allows Sonic to bounce.
What?
However, oh no way!
Did he just?
Pioneer just got first. Oh my gosh!
God!
Pioneer,
He
you
just got
legend, dude!
First door skip.
Okay. So for context, normally we just use a super bounce to go over the wall. We get a lot of height. Pioneer just did an IL strat where essentially you go faster by going through the first door skip through this little corner. You can do the same thing on the second one, but it's a little bit easier. I have always seen that done in IL settings, never in a run before. That is insane to me.
What a legend, dude. Just absolutely blowing our minds here. Getting the GC on PC, getting the City Escape skip, and now getting the first door skip in Pyramid Cave. This man is going in.
Great performance by Pioneer. Other racers, though, are not too far behind themselves. I wonder if Dai's going to go for Snake Skip. I know Pioneer elected not to. We'll see. Yeah, looks like he is. Alright, now Dai's going for a strat. Along with the super bounce, you can do two things. One is to get a lot of height. The second thing is if you get on little angles, you can use the bounce bracelet. Nice job, Dai, in order to get across large gaps like that, because we can use the angle of the snake and the angle of the super bounce, or the bounce bracelet, to get over those kinds of gaps. So that saves about 4 seconds. So good on Die for getting that. Getting a little shadowed by Piner's insane door skip, but still that snake skip is impressive in itself.
Right. Type of RNG. Piner gets heading into Death Chamber. Gonna go pick up the hammer gloves. These allow him to break metal containers, and that's pretty much the entirety of their use. You don't even really need them outside of this stage, and technically speaking, you don't need them for this stage either, just because of the fact that there's a lot of clips you can do. As you can see now, where Piner just performed what we in the community like to call a booty clip. Shoutouts to Dark Bro.
Yeah, booty clip's gonna allow us to use the chest in order to get out of bounds. Looks like, okay, Piner did hit the water, and we can go to different places of the stage faster through that clip. Now, the stage itself is comprised of a main area and then plus a red, blue, and green area. You start in the red area. Now, Piner is doing something that we call death strats. Essentially, what that does is typically, and he got it, in the blue room, if you get a first piece in the blue room, there's a pretty good chance you'll get a second piece in the red room, so he just intentionally die and hopefully get a piece right there in the red room.
Yeah, there's a pretty high chance that you'll get another piece very close in the red room if you kill yourself while you're in the blue room. So oftentimes people will just opt to die over and over again, at least until they run out of lives, as opposed to trying to go for whatever piece will be closer. Because
That's what Guy's trying to do.
Yeah, it saves IGT, and that's how the game is timed primarily. So it's usually worth it to go for it in runs.
Yeah, we typically, in order to get rid of the need of load times being a problem, so that different game systems could be competitive on the leaderboards. Pudding was trying to get up on those things. Yeah, unfortunately fell down there.
It's alright, it's alright. He's
It
recovering.
happens. Yeah, he is. It actually looked like because of that mistake, Zeddy was able to take over third place, so we'll see what Zeddy can do in Death Chamber. But right now, Piner, he's going to do King Boom Boo. Very spooky ghost. But not
That's the
so hard,
Halloween.
actually.
Yeah, pretty much the entirety of King Boom Boo is, can you hold an angle and time your punches? Oh no, he hit it too early. That is actually pretty depressing right
Yeah,
there.
Piner actually, with that mistake, that's going to allow Dai to get caught up a little bit. You have to wait for Boom Boo to throw 4 fireballs out before he will do a big flame breath, which will allow you to hit the hourglass. But what you'll see once the hourglass is hit is normally you're only supposed to hit Boom Boo once. But if you can actually hold a correct angle to keep your speed going, so that you in fact can hit him all 4 times in one cycle. So you'll see. It looks like Piner is demonstrating that right now.
There's actually a another strat that you can do in this boss. That is, it's up for debate what it's called, but it pretty much goes by similar sort of ideas, either called early hourglass or fireball skip.
Yep.
Where you just basically get behind King Boom Boo before he gets the chance to throw the fireballs, and then you can immediately get into the part where you just start punching him.
Yeah, it's a bit of a precise trick, but does save 5 seconds. Oh, and now Piner gets to deal with the bully. This is Egg Golem.
Yeah,
So-
this is a fun boss.
As I was mentioning earlier, you can use the bounce bracelet to get a lot of vertical height by converting your horizontal momentum. And we can do those on these really small edges, which can be kind of hard to do. Egg Golem actually helping Piner out there by bringing him back up from falling. So Piner's actually going to have a pretty decent Egg Golem because of that.
Yeah, Egg Golem super bounces are pretty difficult compared to normal super bounces because, well, normally with a super bounce, what you need to do is you need to, as you are approaching a wall, you'll need to jump and then bounce in order to transfer the horizontal momentum into vertical momentum. The big problem with the Egg Golem super bounce is that the wall that you are going to do, well, it's not actually, it doesn't have anything to do with the wall size, it has everything to do with the distance that you have to perform the super bounce is so small that it makes it an incredibly difficult trick to perform.
Yeah, you have to have quick inputs. Guy's in fact not even going to bother with it. He's like, forget that, I'll take consistency.
Going for consistent Egg Golem, there's nothing wrong with that. I definitely opt to go for the consistent strat myself.
If I could afford the time, I would too. But anyhow, now we have Piner going on to Eternal Engine. This is the last main tail stage in the run. It's sort of like Vision Street in the sense that it's a cycle-based stage. Pioneer's going to try to get to a set of platforms as quickly as he can, and hopefully he'll make an early cycle by going fast enough.
Yep,
Yeah,
and pretty much you only played through about half of this stage. It's kind of short in comparison to the other ones, just purely due to the fact that well, not really short, but it's cut in half from its normal stage length, just because of the fact that you clip out of bounds at a certain point in the stage and are able to just basically fly and land on the goal ring.
Yeah, in about 30 seconds or so, Pioneer's going to be approaching a generator just like the one he just shot to get that switch. And what he'll be able to do is, using an angle, the generator is going to push him out of bounds, and then he can just fly to the end of the stage.
Yep. Fun fact, there is actually a Dreamcast exclusive skip on the original version, Sonic Adventure 2, that allows you to clip out even earlier into the stage, which saves, I believe, about 30 seconds. If I'm wrong, someone in the chat.
Unfortunately, Dreamcast loses a lot of time on other places, so it's usually not the preferred version to run.
Yeah, but it's actually probably one of the fastest, if you want to go for the most optimal time, it's one of the fastest systems, IGT, really due to the fact that it has that skip. And yeah, I think it has a couple of other Dreamcast exclusive skips that I'm not able to think of, but it's
okay.
I know that one is definitely worth the time save, but there's also
Yeah.
Crazy Gadget Skip, which you have to go for. You can't do Crazy Gadget Skip. Which definitely makes it difficult, and considering the hitboxes are larger in Dreamcast, it makes for a very, very unpleasant time, because it's hard to get out of bounds, and it makes everything way more unpleasant.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about Crazy Gadget when we get to it.
It's only E skip. Well, yeah, still, that's a pretty decent time save. Even if it's the only one.
Oh, you're saying E. Oh, yeah, EE. I thought you said CG. My bad. I can't hear, apparently. Dios successfully getting the EE clip out of bounds, working on Egg Golem still. That's a painful boss to deal with.
Zeddy making his way through Eternal Engine right now.
Yeah, depending on what strat Pioneer goes for on Crazy Gadget, I mean, there is still opportunities for him to catch up. Or for other runners to catch up. Looking at the Meteor Herd piece, Dangerous looking at a bad first piece. So Meteor Herd is split up into this big lower level, kind of these staggered platforms in the middle, and then a small top area. You hope that you don't get pieces from the complete bottom to the complete top, because it takes a long time. Getting the second piece on the top from the middle isn't that bad, although Pioneer got a first piece on top, which is kind of shaky, but we'll see what he gets from here.
Second piece on the bottom, exactly what you don't want. But there might be a third piece
Look how far
on
he
the
has
bottom.
to go down.
Yeah, it takes a long
Pretty
time
brutal.
to get. Oh, floating around the moon. Normally not a bad piece. I'm not sure if it's possible to see as a free piece depending on what you might get, but considering the route that he had to take, there was no way that he could have seen this.
Yeah, it's a hard one, just because that platform's a little out of the way. If it was more in the middle, it'd be easier to see.
Yeah, draw distance is definitely a factor in that.
Guy's actually going to get a first piece in the middle, which is probably the preferred spot. Ideally, he'll get a second piece near the top area, and then a third piece in the middle again, but we'll see what he gets.
Yeah, problem with floating around the moon is that draw distance makes it so you can't really see that piece, so it's not really possible for it to be a free piece. It would be nice, because it is a piece that's kind of out in the open.
Ooh, Zeddy barely missed the platform there.
Oh dang.
Might give Pudding a little bit of a chance. Kind of have a battle for first and second and a battle for third/fourth right now.
Oh, Jumping Star, one of the more common last pieces in Meteor Herd. Alright.
Yeah, that one's a weird one because it could be in 3 meteorites.
Oh, looks like Rouge is giving Pioneer a bit of issues here. And be able to kill her before the gate opens. He did! He got it! That was a close
That is last second. The fire pit opens just before 20 seconds, so he barely squeaked that one by. Rouge's bot AI is like the other boss AIs. It's very manipulable. Essentially, we can drill dive her and then lock her into place once you do that. It's pretty easy to do. Actually, one of the easier strats to learn. Though not always easy to execute, I should say.
Yeah.
But in concept, not that bad.
Yeah, pretty much what you want to do with Rouge is that when you're in the air, Rouge is a lot more docile, so you want to try and approach her while you're in the air, and then drill dive onto her, and then continue to chain drill dive hits onto her as her invincibility frames run out in order to quickly finish her before the floor opens up, and then you have to go searching for her on the little side beams. Alright, here we got Piner coming up on
Piner's
Crazy
going
Gadget
on
Skip.
yeah, I'll let you go ahead and talk about that.
Alright, so pretty much what's going to be happening here with Crazy Gadget Skip is we're going to be jumping over a huge kill plane and going into a part of the stage that's a little bit further in while having the wrong gravity that the game doesn't expect you to. Then we have to try and like bounce out and attack this artificial chaos, which then triggers the door to open. And then lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to bounce down and out of the out of bounds and land directly onto the goal ring. Let's see if he gets it.
Most runners have a point of view to go off of. So Piner got kind of screwed with the camera there.
Oh no, that's not good. Looks like Dai now has the chance to take the lead.
Yeah, Piner's gonna miss it. And now actually, Daisuke is in fact in the lead right now. We'll see if he can get the skip. It looked like Piner got kind of hosed on the camera there, which is probably why he missed it. Couldn't really tell where he was.
Alright, so let's see if Dai will be able to take the lead. Oh, he accidentally does a homing attack there. He's gonna grab the rings for safety.
Yeah, these guys are almost neck and neck. Piner or Dai actually having a little bit of trouble with the Chaos Head.
Yeah, there's a problem where occasionally Sonic decides he wants to become a moon and just decides to orbit enemies instead of actually killing them. It's a very annoying little quirk of the game's physics.
Yeah, looking at my screen, the Zeddy, or excuse me, Piner and Dai are essentially tied right now.
Yeah, coming down to
Yeah,
the
both
wire.
are gonna hit Crazy Gadget Skip.
Alright, so it's coming down to Eggman 2 and then Final Rush.
Not my day.
Looks like Pudding accidentally messed the E-skip, so he had to go for it again. See if he can clean it out. Oh, okay, yeah, Pudding got that. That's good. Zeddy about to finish up Rouge, but now we got a first and second place close race here. Looks like we're going to have a photo finish here. Dr. Eggman 2. Kind of a weird fight. Mainly because Eggman, after Eggman's second shot, he's going to fire a laser beam at you, which can be really, really annoying. Pirate actually going for a bit of a setup there, and the main thing in this boss fight, you don't want to punch Eggman.
Yeah, never.
That's a bad thing to do.
Never punch Eggman. All that leads is to him having an awkward amount of hits that you now have to go for, and he's probably going to hit you with a laser, and you're probably going to die.
Yeah, both players doing a really good job on that boss fight. Piner actually even going for setup there too, which is really good. And now Final Rush. Final Rush is a stage where we can skip half of it as well.
I'd say we skip a bit more than half, honestly.
That's about like 80% of it.
Yeah.
Essentially, what you're going to see the runners do is they're going to use their bounce bracelet to spew gravity off of these rails, and they're going to count a specific amount of time, and then they're going to turn. And if they've counted and they have the right angle and they did both those things properly, they will be able to go around kill planes and fall to the end of the stage.
Yep. It's about 16 to 18 seconds from when you jump off the rail, if I remember correctly.
Alright, both made it around the kill planes. Looking at my screen, they are very close together right now. Zeddy is going to try going for CG skip himself. See
Let's
how
see
he
if he gets
does.
And just barely
missed it. Yeah, it's a tough skip to do. The timing can be really annoying. Well, I suppose since we're going to have a photo finish, you might as well explain Shadow 2 real quick. Essentially, the last boss fight is coming up. The way this fight's going to work is these players are going to do a homing attack onto Shadow, and then they're going to keep homing attack. Dai actually died!
At the end of the skip, he didn't go far enough right. Dai, what are you doing, man?
Oh, that's really tough. That's really tough. There's a kill plane that's right in front of the tower there. You have to go far enough to the right or else you hit it. You just cut it a little too close. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
I'm so sorry. Oh no, and then he didn't get the bounce off of the railing.
But now we're on to see what Piner can do. He's going to homing attack Shadow, and then every time he homing attacks again, Shadow's going to block him, but he's going to have a rhythm, He's ideally going to keep hitting Shadow until he is he's done for. So time will come up when Shadow's health hits 0.
Yep.
Alright, Pioneer is gonna hit the first hit. Ooh, having a bit of a problem there. He's gonna have to reset there and not actually reset the boss fight, but just let Shadow get back onto the stage.
And ooh, time on Pioneers.
Alright, congrats to the Pioneer on a nice finish there.
40-55, not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah, very good job to Pioneer. In a race setting when there's so much RNG and a lot can go wrong, a 40 is certainly respectable.
Yeah. And he showed off a lot of interesting stuff in this race. He made it very entertaining.
Getting a first door clip if you're
Oh
in
my
McCave is still seriously an amazing thing.
Yeah,
Kevin went for it, but he obviously prepared it and it shows.
I cutting a little bit close there, but he made it to the end there. He's got this. All he's has left now is Shadow 2. Steady on FR and Pudding is.
He's gonna take the scenic route and show off Crazy Gadget the normal way without any skips in it. Which actually, it's kind of a shame we have Crazy Gadget skips because the stage itself, in my opinion, is pretty fun to play casually, or not casually, but skipless, I should say.
Yeah, Skipless Crazy Gadget, easily one of my favorite. I'd say actually my favorite stage in the entire game.
It's a good one.
Shoutouts to Sinister Taco. The CG man.
He is good at CG, that guy. Alright, Dai's gonna go for Shadow. He's got one hit on my screen.
Yep. Oh. He has 2 more hits left on mine.
So he's gonna have to have Shadow reset a little bit. Zeddy, he's stalling through Final Rush. Pudding is just making his merry way through Crazy Gadget. Actually he's doing a pretty good job for a skipless time. It's not that bad.
42-39 on Dyson. Not too bad, not too shabby.
And congratulations to Dai on second place. And what could have been a photo finish for first.
If there wasn't that kill plan at the end of FR, why did the developers put it there? Why is it there? You can't get there normally.
Well, again, you're masking Sega developers to make sense. And,
Fair point, fair point.
yeah. But yeah, amazing job again by Pioneer. Looks like Zay's going to finish up Final Rush. Crazy Gadget is done by Pudding. I believe Pudding does do FR skip. I could be wrong though. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he does, but we'll see soon enough after he finishes segment 2. All right, Zeddy getting in the hits on Shadow. Well, it looks like he's gonna have the for ideal Shadow 1 fight of 43-40.
Clean
Not
Shadow
bad.
2 fight. Very good job. Congratulations to Zeddy on a third place finish, a 43-41. Not bad at all. Zeddy beating up on Shadow right now is actually going to be playing Shadow in a little bit, is my understanding.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen Blaze and Zeddy play Shadow the Hedgehog, you gotta stick around and watch him because he is a fantastic runner at that game.
Yeah, Blazing Zeddy easily just one of my favorite Shadow the Hedgehog runners. It's just he just brings a certain light to that game. It's just I don't know, something about it. It makes me want to run the game. I mean, I have enough speed games on my plate as it is, but I don't know, maybe down the line.
Well, you have a run coming up, don't you? This next one?
No, after Shadow, yeah, I'm gonna be doing.
Oh, you're after Shadow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a Team Rose for Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, you guys will definitely want to stick around for that as well. A lot of good Sonic stuff going on tonight.
Yeah, the Sonic block has been pretty hype, I must say.
Cheer on Pudding for our victory lap runner.
Yep.
See what he's going to do. If he goes for FR skip or not. Looks like he's actually going to go skipless for this one. He's going to show you guys off. I wonder if he knows how to do the wall run. One of the bummers about skipping Final Rush in its entirety is there's actually a wall run that you can do that's pretty darn fun to do later in the stage. We'll see if he goes for it or not.
Oh, I think I neglected to mention this earlier. At that little double rail that you just saw Pudding jump off of, there is actually a faster version of FR Skip called, very adequately named Fast FR. Fun fact, it was actually the first Final Rush skip that was discovered, but we discovered the easier one that's a bit further up that loses 10 seconds over the faster version. Thing is though, with the fast version, you're pretty much you're rolling the dice with that one because it's basically luck whether or not you go through the kill plane that's there, and if you don't go through the kill plane, you just flat out die and have to go back to your last checkpoint. So yeah.
It looks like Pudding is going to just opt to not do the wall run. The wall run is actually pretty complicated to do, so I don't really blame him for not going for it. Come on, you can get up there. There you go. Yeah, Final Rush, it's amazing. Back when Talon had his Hero Story record for a couple of years, his low 36, he gets Fast FR in it, which is part of why everyone thought it was going to be so unbeatable, but we found a lot of other strats since then, and of course... now, well, actually, Dark Pro has Fast FR in his world record video. It's just insane.
Yeah, everyone going for that Fast FR. They wanna have the guts and the glory.
I would rather get the free PB, but that's just me. Pudding is about a little over halfway done with the stage.
Nearing the ending
sure
here. There we go.
Yeah, making sure this stage, it can be really, really annoying with the rails. So I don't blame him for taking some time to do some setup, because those rails can be a killer.
Yeah, they're not very nice to pretty much anyone. So you gotta hope that everything works out in the end.
Yeah, and just aiming Sonic on those rails can be a little tricky. A Pudding.
Oh.
Now that I have fallen through that before. That can happen. That's a really weird thing.
The game can kind of just push you through it. You fall through and then you die. Like you didn't do anything wrong, but the game says nope anyway.
Now Pudding's going to be at the tail end of the stage now. And now Pudding's going to be on the last boss, so I think we should give him some encouragement. Can we get some go Puddings in the chat? That would be awesome. Let's give this guy some encouragement as he finishes out this amazing, amazing race that we've been watching so far.
Pudding, 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 pudding.
If you want to watch too, after Pudding is done, Dai is trying to do the wall run for FR. Alright, let's see if Pudding gets the first hit.
Oh, first one.
Almost got the second one there. I got to be a
Second.
little bit faster on this timing. There you go. That's
There we
number
go.
2 on my screen. I got 3. Is he going to try to beat the... Oh, Shadow!
Oh no,
you
Shadow!
jerk. Shadow's
Shadow!
a jerk, man.
Being the ultimate savage right now. Oh my god.
Alright, round 2. Let's do this. Shadow
Alright.
is not letting him. It looks like Pudding might actually just opt to do this the old way or not. I'm not sure.
Old-fashioned struts.
There you go. He's got 2 hit. There's 3 on
3.
my screen. 4.
4. One more.
And time.
Time. There we go. Nice job.
Sub 50. Very, very, very good. All these runners. Over 10 minutes under estimate.
Good job, guys.
Insane.
Good job. Everyone put on a wonderful showcase here. I am very glad to have been able to commentate this awesome race.
Yeah, thanks you for doing that for. That was a lot of fun doing that with you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Hi.
Looks like rejoined us.
Oh,
Congratulations to all our racers. You guys all did fantastic.
Great job, guys.
Thank
Round of
you.
applause to all of you. Great
A
job.
lot of
Interesting
few bad
things
moments,
happened that
but
round.
I'm okay.
That was entertaining. Like very, very entertaining. I enjoyed every minute of that.
So if you
I'm
thought
glad.
that was entertaining, we got something special for you. For everyone.
Oh boy.
we unlocked the exhibition for the glitches for this game. So Pioneer's gonna put on a show for us.
Yes.
All right.
You know it.
I'm in the process of trying to get to that firewall run. So,
So what we're gonna do really quickly here is go to our intermission, and then we're gonna go back and see that awesomeness. So Pioneer's gonna put on a
One
show.
moment. Stick around for that.
Yes.
You know it.
don't mind. I'm in the process of trying to get to that firewall run.
So what we're gonna do really quickly here is go to our
Sorry, it's not being kind to you, Jai.
No, it's not, and I need to stop.
We in intermission?